The Arcturian Group. March 10, 2013. Dear ones, we come today encouraging you to hold calmness and peace while within that sense of waiting that so many of you are experiencing at this time. This sense of waiting for the new to come into manifestation feels like nothing is happening, however a great deal is happening. Powerful energies are now pouring in and those receptive are becoming more aware of it. Many of you are experiencing new and creative ideas regarding work or activities in your lives, and yet the ability to bring these ideas into manifestation has not been there. Do not panic or believe you were incorrect with your imaginings, and most of all try not to be overly frustrated, dear ones, for you are indeed tuning into new and creative ideas, new ideas and ways of service not yet able to manifest in the outer because the energy for them to do that is not yet fully in place. It is as if you are pregnant and carrying a beautiful babe within the womb of creation, but it is not yet developed enough to be birthed into the world. However, honor its presence and allow it to be tenderly but secretly held and nourished until the time is right for it to come forth. Now is the time to center and become more aware of your divinity. It is a time of quiet in which to rest in and practice the truth you know, allowing yourselves to experience the silent awareness of an evolved state of consciousness. Silence is vital to spiritual growth, for when you allow yourselves to be constantly bombarded with noise and distraction, you cannot hear the still small voice within. Dear ones, this is an important time in which you seem to be doing nothing but this rest that is allowing you to incubate the higher truths you have become aware of, a time to be still and allow the process to unfold. Many of you are so used to doing, running, thinking day and night, being busy, busy, busy. This is the old way, based in teachings that tell you that you must be busy and working hard in every moment if you are to accomplish success in life. This concept is simply not true in the higher frequencies. It is more a matter of being instead of doing. Many continue to push this same old concept onto their children, not realizing that these sensitive ones need time to just be. Allow yourselves to watch a sunset, take a walk in the forest, or just gaze at clouds. If you firmly believe you are too busy with daily responsibilities to do this, then try getting up at night and just sitting in a quiet place listening to the silence. Mind has been allowed to run the show for way too long. Mind is an avenue of awareness, an instrument and beautiful tool, but not the boss. You, consciousness, are the boss, and you can choose when, how, where, and most importantly what to think. What am I allowing into my mind? Many believe they have no control over what they think, and it indeed seems to be that way. The millions of thoughts ever thought by anyone are floating around out in universal human consciousness. However, you have the choice as to whether or not you let them in. You open the door to your consciousness. You choose to accept a thought, belief, or concept as real and true, which then in turn becomes your reality. You must understand that you are the creators of your own experiences based upon your state of consciousness. When a thought that you do not wish to entertain comes, simply do not claim it as your own. No guilt about what the thought might have been, no shock or fear, for these things are impersonal and not yours until you invite them in to stay. You simply say to yourself, "No, I do not accept that as my own," and in time these thoughts are no longer a temptation. Thoughts of a certain type are drawn to people through the energy they hold based on their past life experiences. For instance, some are more receptive to impersonal thoughts of health and disease, and when these impersonal thoughts float by, they immediately claim them in through interest and acceptance. Others may be more receptive to thoughts about relationship, and when these impersonal thoughts and beliefs come floating by, they grab them for their own belief system. A part of your evolution, dear ones, is the taking back of your power, realizing that you are divine beings having three-dimensional experiences, duality and separation, by choice in order to learn. All must learn to stand watcher at the door of the mind, taking control of what is allowed in, for your belief system becomes your state of consciousness, which then manifests as your world. Never forget that every thought anyone has ever had is simply impersonally and subliminally floating around for you to either accept or ignore. It is time to realize that you have the choice, you have the power, and you are not victims of anything or anyone except your own state of consciousness. Many of you are experiencing harsh situations either at home, or at work, or in general. It is important to understand that more often than not, on a deep level, these situations were chosen specifically by you in order to reactivate old energies needing to be looked at and released. All have unknowingly carried deep emotional and physical scars from lifetime to lifetime, keeping these things buried deeply within the physical and emotional bodies. You are now evolved and strong enough to look at and release all of this because you cannot carry any of it with you into the higher energies you are seeking to experience. They are manifesting at this time in order to allow you to do this. It is all about ascending into a higher resonance of truth and light, dear ones. You have chosen to clear all old and finished business carried with you into this lifetime in order to make this move into the new. In other lifetimes you came in with a single lesson to learn, this time you came in with your whole list, everything needing to be released because you wanted to be a part of the powerful planetary shift taking place at this time, and that is why things are so seemingly overwhelming for so many at this time. Instead of resting back in self-pity, ask within. What am I learning from this? What am I believing about this situation? What is the spiritual truth about this? Pat yourselves on the back, dear ones, for you are strong and powerful beings. We observe you with much respect and awe, seeing how much you take on and rise above in order to grow and learn. If your life seems very difficult at this time, it is probably because you have chosen to move forward, which means you must address on a new and higher level all old and finished beliefs and concepts. This work is not for the faint-hearted, brave ones, and know that many of you are very close to being finished with the hardest part. We are the Arcturian group. Channeled by Marilyn Raffaele. www.onenessofall.com